So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the...
So
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen him. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question. It will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
And we're live, bros.
Welcome to the show.
How goes it?
Hello.
Thanks for being here. You're Between Two Bros. That's the new name of the podcast, Between Two Bros.
Are we both Zach Galifianakis now? It feels weird.
I've never seen me and Zach Galifianakis in the same room, so we might be the same person.
I feel you can take him either way.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and share this on social media. Drop it in a Discord or a Telegram. Get the podcast out there. If you're watching it on Twitter, go ahead and retweet. Drop a comment. If you're watching live on Facebook, don't forget to delete Facebook. And our guest today is Adrian of Wombat. How goes it?
I'm great. I'm very, very busy right now, but also doing really great. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine, and I appreciate you taking the time now, to come on the podcast. I guess a quick elevator pitch before we get into a little bit of what you're doing now with the token launches. What is Wombat?
That is a weird question because everyone should know, right?
I know what a Wombat is, but I don't know what the Wombat is. Okay,
the Wombat. So we started out as a wallet back in 2019, a wallet supporting EOS. Then we added Ethereum and other chains like Wax. I mean, you're obviously deep in the Wax space. We also support Polygon and BNB chain and so on, and the gaming-focused wallet, right? So we've been supporting that. Nowadays, we're actually transitioning more into kind of being this Web3 gaming platform, right? We have a thing that's called OnePlay, which is a game rewards platform where you get paid in crypto and NFTs for playing games, both traditional Web2 but also Web3 games. And right now, right at this moment, this week actually, we're integrating A lot of the functionality from OnePlay into the Wombat app store is going to be a 2.0 release of Wombat this week with a new design on both Android and Chrome, because we're on Android, iOS, and Chrome. This week we'll have a 2.0 release on Android and Chrome, and the iOS release will come soon. So we're actually integrating a lot of the functionality that we currently have in the Game Rewards platform into the app. But we also run Wombat Dungeon Master, which is part of our ecosystem, which is an NFT staking game. It's one of the most popular games on Wax. It runs on Wax. We have about 10,000 people playing that every day.
Wow.
So we have a lot of things that we're doing. So it's kind of this behemoth of Web3 gaming stuff that we do.
From a wallet to so much more. I don't know how to describe Wombat. That's why I wanted you to do it, because it was just a wallet, but I feel like that is undervaluing what Wombat has become by saying, Wombat's a wallet. It's
almost an ecosystem now.
Right.
Yeah, we try calling ourselves a Web3 gaming platform, right? So we want to be the place that you open, that you go to when you want to play games in a Web3 context, basically.
So I actually had the pleasure of on-ramping some people this weekend. I was at an event last night, and one of my friends came up and was like, I don't have any NFTs. What should I do? And I walked him through the Wombat wallet process, and it was so easy. It took maybe a minute, I guess, until he was ready to receive an NFT. And right there from inside Wombat, he could open up right to Atomic Hub, and he was like, wow, this is really convenient. And I was like, yeah, you should have seen the hell I had to go through 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years, 2 years ago before, it wasn't always this smooth. And his on-ramping experience, I could tell from others that I've gone through with pretty much have to sit at a computer, was just seamless. And I'm just wondering, is there anything that you're seeing on-ramp wise that other platforms are kind of taking a hint from what you're doing for on-ramping, or do you have anything new and unique in your back pocket that you will be rolling out for on-ramping?
For on-ramping, I think that what we do so far has been pretty good and good enough. In general, we try to not expose the fact that people need a wallet all that much, right? So in the funnel, in the usual funnel, when we talk about OnePlay and playing games and earn rewards, we try to basically do the pure account creation or wallet creation, put it as late in the journey as possible, so that people don't get frustrated and worried about why do I need that? Why does it cost money or whatever, right? And it's what you didn't mention in your onboarding experience is that creating a Wax account or an EOS account is free with Wombat, right? I guess that's also something that's very powerful.
That's what made it so seamless. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, right? And to us, that's very important. So we really want to keep the barriers super low for people to onboard, and we'll continue to do that, right? But part of that is not going to be that we basically make it even easier to onboard, or to do this little step of onboarding, where you actually create your account and you get your private key and whatever. But also anything around that, like making it easier to work without a Wax or EOS account to begin with, right? So that you can do more things in Wombat without having that. But at the same time, I think that we still have a few things that we need to tackle, like getting people more backup options, getting people the possibility of making multiple Wax or EOS accounts within Wombat and these kinds of things, and that we'll also do. But so far, I think that from what you just described, I think if you can create a Wax account within less than a minute, that should be good enough, right? So even if we cut down 50% of that, then there would still be 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually hard to improve that by a lot.
Well, I was sort of jabbing at the sponsored wallet creation. Essentially, hopefully, we'll see more of that, because it is a bit of a hindrance on ramping. Seeing they don't even know what Wax is, and a lot of wallets are telling them, well, you have to go and get some before you can find out. It's kind of deterring. But I wanted to jump into your token launch that you have coming up, and real quick wanted to go over that. So token launch. Tell us about like the supply. Wondering if there's like a cap on that, and how the token, what blockchain you'll be using, how it will be acquired. How do people either earn it or buy it? What's going on there?
So we're currently in the last steps of preparation of the IDO and PokerStarter that we're running on Wednesday, right? So this is kind of the main event that we're working towards, and then 2 days after, on Friday, in the afternoon UTC time, we'll be listing the token on both DEXs and centralized exchanges. The token itself will be 10 billion in supply. It's going to be total supply, max supply, whatever, right? So never more than 10 billion Wombat tokens ever. I think that having a fixed supply is something very cool for people, because they can understand the economy very easily, and they know that when one token is burnt, then it will never come back into existence, right? And I think that from a gamification point of view, burning tokens is something that's very, very funny and very nice,
Yes.
right? People really like that. So that's what we wanted to have kind of as an empowering argument. The token itself will be launched we have minted the token on the Ethereum mainnet, but we're bridging it over to Polygon so that people can use it easier, right? Without all the gas. So basically all the transactions that will happen with the token, with like staking, with getting benefits, but also when they receive tokens from us as kind of an airdrop or for community activity, that will all be on Polygon, because we don't want to tell anybody to transfer tokens at like $3 gas fee or whatever, and wait for so long, right? So regarding blockchains, actually, we're also looking into possibilities how to bridge the token into EOS and WAX, right? Because that's traditionally the ecosystems that we're really strong in, and where we have a lot of users and fans. We're definitely looking into that. It's not going to be there on day one, but we'll definitely have it. We'll definitely find a solution for that very, very soon, because that's something that's really important to us.
Bridges to bridges might help, I guess, like from Ethereum to Binance, from Binance to EOS or something. I feel like I sort of look at it like a city map. How am I going to get from A to Z? And all these bridges I got to go through until interoperability is a little bit more seamless. But yeah, I mean, it's, I think, doable for sure. You mentioned burning, and now I'm curious, do you have any gamification in mind for the token to be burned by community for any reasons? Because I think burning for rewards is like way cooler than like buying something. Like, oh, I'll buy this with this, now I'll destroy this and I get that.
We don't have anything in the white paper. We don't have anything that you can read up on yet, right? But we have all of it planned, and we have a lot of experience with that, because what we've been doing in OnePlay before is that we were giving incentives for people to burn NFTs, right? So there were like challenges in OnePlay, or there are regular challenges in OnePlay, where we ask you, okay, there's a leaderboard, and for every burned NFT, you get this amount of points depending on its rarity, right? And the more points you have, the higher you're in the leaderboard. And at the end of the week and at the end of the challenge, you get a prize. You get cash. You get dollars in crypto, right? For burning NFTs. So we've already done that, and we know that people actually like burning stuff, right? They like burning NFTs. They basically like taking out supply, because that basically means that you're doing the entire community a service, right? And that's people are like really, they really like it. So yes, we will be doing things like that. We will have an overall deflationary token economics that we'll announce that kind of step by step and do these things whenever we introduce new things, new aspects of the token, new functionality. But right now we basically we wanted to keep it simple for people. So max and total supply is going to be 10 billion. Obviously, most of the tokens will be locked for a long time. We've been planning the token for a long time. So it's not kind of a quick shot, right? We're basically launching the token into an existing ecosystem. The first thing that we're going to add is utility for the token, so you can stake it and get VIP status for staking the token.
What would VIP status mean if I were to stake a Wombat token and become like VIP? What would that mean to me?
So there's going to be 5 VIP levels from the beginning when we launch that. We plan on launching that in August, so within a few weeks. So you stake 1,000 tokens, you get VIP, you become VIP level 1. You stake 5,000 tokens, you become VIP level 2, and so on, right? Up until you stake 200,000 Wombat tokens, you become VIP level 5. And you get different benefits for doing that. And because we have so many things in the platform and the ecosystem already, we can offer you a ton of functionality, a ton of utility for the token immediately, right? So one of the things is in the reward system, we have a soft currency that's called Wombucks that you can earn by playing games. And later on, you can exchange Wombucks for crypto or for NFTs, right? That's what we already have. So now it's an obvious idea to actually give you more Wombucks if you're VIP, right? So you can get an earnings boost of up to 30% by being VIP as a Wombat staker, right? But also something that I think is really cool is that we will have a thing called Season Pass in Dungeon Master where you get extra benefits.
You just read my mind, dude. I was just about to ask about battle passes for Dungeon Master. I cannot believe you just read my mind. Okay, elaborate.
I saw that on your face. That's why I said it.
I could tell, dude. It blew my mind. I'm like, there's no. I was literally, the question was there, and I'm like waiting for the time to like throw it in.
Yeah. So Dungeon Master runs in seasons. If there are people who don't know that, we're currently running season 4. Right. Next season we'll introduce a thing that's called Season Pass, where you'll be receiving extra rewards for like reaching certain milestones throughout the season, and holders or users who stake, I think it's literally VIP level 5 that you will have to be, and you get a season pass every season for free, right? And you also get access to an exclusive drop, which will have a reduced price, like a VIP drop for the NFT drops that we do every season. You'll get extra materials from Dungeon Master. And you will get VIP packs for free every season if you're a VIP, I think level 4 or 5, or 3 and up, or something like that. I'm mixing these things up nowadays, but you can read it up in the white paper. It's all there. It's all very specific there already. So yeah, that's something that will add very, very early after launch of the token.
One thing I wanted to ask, and you might have covered this, why did you guys choose to launch on Ethereum and then bridge to Polygon, considering that the majority of your audience is in Wax ecosystem?
Because we think that long-term, that's going to be much better for everyone, right? We'd rather have the token bridged to Wax rather than launching the token on Wax and then trying to bridge it to Ethereum. We think that the Ethereum blockchain is the most secure one, and we want to have kind of one place where all the truth is, basically, right? So if we mint the 10 billion tokens on the most secure infrastructure that we can get, which is Ethereum, then this is where the truth is going to be held. And if tokens get burned, we'll burn them on Ethereum, right? Or at least it's going to be visible there if we do that. So everyone will be able to basically check out the actual supply and whatever is going on with the token from Ethereum. So we're basically using Ethereum as a hub. I think it's much more difficult to then go back from Wax into other ecosystems. Right. And the other thing that plays a role is that there's generally much more liquidity for tokens on Ethereum and maybe Polygon rather than Wax, because Wax DeFi, I mean, you know that, right? Yeah. Wax DeFi isn't all that big, although it's fast and efficient, right? I like both DeFi Box and Alcor. But there's the liquidity pools are really small. The trading volume is generally fairly small. There's fairly few people using them compared to the total number of people, right? So we thought that launching the token on Ethereum as well will actually help a lot with the liquidity, which again, in turn, will be great for everyone, even the people who want to hold the token and are actually Wax users, right? Plus, we'll also make it super easy for you to deal with the token. Because when you have a Wombat wallet, you can also, you basically have an Ethereum and Polygon wallet as well. So you can basically stake the tokens from there, right? We'll help you with that. So I think that we have to go through that kind of pain once and get a token bridged over to Wax as well. But then long term, it's going to be beneficial for everyone holding a token to have it kind of originally minted on Ethereum.
Cool.
To kind of
Yeah, I think that's kind of how Wax did it originally too,
right.
right? I mean,
Yep.
not like what they actually did.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Exactly what they
so we're
did.
kind of just resembling that. And I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I was thinking as you're saying that. Like, oh, cool. This is like a clear blueprint, and this is a good way to do it, obviously, because you see what they've done. So,
and I saw news from Wax that they upgraded their Ethereum to Wax Bridge in Wax Cloud Wallet now, right? So yeah, it's not that uncommon, and they also did that with the Wax E stuff, right? And they
Yeah,
also
Wax
gonna
E,
have the
Wax
bridge,
P, yeah.
for liquidity reasons, because there's simply much more liquidity for such tokens, and they like everyone I think agrees on that. Despite, I mean, I personally really like and appreciate using DeFi on EOS and Wax, right? It's like super seamless and it's a super great experience compared to, well, I don't know, Uniswap even on Ethereum. But hey, that's how the world works. We can't change everything, right?
right.
So to kind of expand on the utility, have you reached out to any projects in this space to collaborate with them for sort of like in ecosystem utility outside of Wombat, but maybe like in Nifty blocks or other like platforms in the NFT space? I know not like wax centric, but just like in the NFT space overall, have you saw any opportunities to kind of collaborate and have the token be utilized in other ecosystems?
Not yet. We will definitely do that because we also have a lot of experience working with all these NFT creators regarding Dungeon Master, right? We've had these awesome collabs with Byron or with the corporate world, right? And we'll have many more. So we have a lot of experience with that as well, and we'll totally do that with a token. So far, we literally didn't have any time to do that. Right now, we just have to get it out. We need to get it out and listed and liquid and grant utility for everyone, and then we can think of like what else we can do with that. I think there's a lot of awesome blueprints, right? Kind of staking liquidity pools, staking tokens, and within other ecosystems, doing kind of these cross things, right? We're very good friends with Nifty blocks, so that's something that we can totally figure out. But we haven't started thinking or talking about it yet.
Yeah, I was curious because when I was showing my buddy last night, we were going through some of the, like how easy it is to go from wallet to, other platform within the wallet. Like we went right to Atomic, and I was like, wow, man, I can only imagine all the collaborative opportunities that you have at your disposal when you are ready.
Yeah, it's hard to be a wallet, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of opportunity, right? It's not great. Like from I don't want to complain, but from a business perspective, being a wallet is like it's not attractive, right? It's hard to make money, and it's very tedious because you have to integrate with all these chains. So you also kind of this partner for everyone, and everyone wants something from you, and it all needs to work on all these chains and for all these applications, right? And that's actually hard. But at the same time, this opens up all these opportunities as well. It's actually pretty great what we've seen and how we can utilize that as well. But also there's going to be much more. I think the token will actually help a big deal with that. We also want to kind of offer the token as a reward for users doing certain things in the ecosystem, which doesn't obviously have to be just using our app at all. It can be also like by using other apps, and because we're the wallet and you sign the transaction with Wombat, right? We can know that, and we can grant you rewards for just doing that, right? And that's pretty cool.
Right, like log in with Facebook or log in with Google. It's log in with Wombat, and we could do that right now through like what Brave browser, and if you wanted to with like because again I'm like coming from the Wax perspective, like I think Nifty blocks right even has it.
A Wombat login, yeah.
Yeah. So like log in with. So yeah, I wanted to let people know a little bit about that as well because it's like you said, it's account creation. It's more than a wallet, and I feel again like just saying wallet isn't giving people like the mind's eye of what you can do with it. I we need a new word for wallets that are more than wallets, because like we have like websites, we have browsers, we have search engines, we have like specific vernacular terminologies for things, and I feel like yours is a combination of like wallet, browser.
Blockchain Explorer, but that's also something that
Yeah, it's
exists.
something that exists that's different because we had
Because
to use
words
old terms of
exist.
it. Yeah, we need a new
Yeah.
word for wallets
Yeah.
that are a little bit more than what most wallets are, because there's a lot of bare bones wallets. They don't really have any access to like dApps or outside ecosystem, or the ability to even like get on a platform by simply like logging in with your wallet. Having all of that makes it so much more than that. So I don't know. It's up to the world to create it. I mean, they came up with like HODL and all these other words. Make up a new word for a wallet that's better than a wallet.
That's a good point. Crypto's gotten lazy because we used to make
Yeah.
up dope words all the time, and we used to even co-opt words from other things. And where are we with this? This is
Well, just
a good point.
call it Wombat. Just call it Wombat. In a few years, everyone will know what that is.
That's
a
true.
good point.
I actually don't like the term wallet all that much, because
Me
to me
neither.
that's just the functionality, right?
Yep.
And like as you said, Brave browser has a wallet, right? But does that mean it's the Brave wallet? They don't advertise it. They don't advertise Brave as a wallet, right? And it doesn't make any sense, right? It's basically you're browsing and you want to be able to sign transactions and send money to folks. Yeah, let's do it in a browser. Every browser should have that, right? Every browser should have a wallet functionality. Every messenger should have a wallet functionality, so you can top up money onto it and you can send money to other people, right? Like that should be super easy.
I feel like that's all you're missing is a chat functionality in Wombat Wallet. It's just
you got a hunch there. You got a hunch there.
Yes. See, we're on the same wavelengths.
PayPal had to do the same thing. They had to go to everybody, be like, hey, can you add this to your thing? Can we be a part of your thing? And like they were doing all the work for a long time, but now they're winning. So it's like it's really worth it to go and make all those connections. I mean, whoever gets there first, controls sort of that game, like we've seen in PayPal. Again, I hate to use them as that example, but like it's pretty obvious.
I think it's totally fine, and like this is what you've seen 20 years ago, right? And now you're seeing that in Web3. And I mean, MetaMask is this thing that everyone uses in like EVM space, right? And everything has a MetaMask login, but MetaMask is so not mass market compatible. Right? It's just so difficult to use, so difficult to set up, and so you have to make so many assumptions and you have to know so much about MetaMask, right? It's horrible. So I think that basically the job that Wax has done with Cloud Wallet was much better. Although obviously it's also much easier to do it when you're custodial, right? When you hold private keys for people, it's much easier to offer a great experience that's fairly seamless, and you don't even have to think about private keys. Yeah, because you never get access to our private keys, right? So you can't even think about them. So I think where we are is kind of a middle ground. We're non-custodial, so you get to keep your keys. We have a little bit of a thing there with Wax and EOS to avoid a lot of Dungeon Master, a lot of fraud, multi-counting fraud, and so that's that. But apart from that, you can have your keys, right? And you can just walk away with them. I think that's very important. That you can basically get in and out of the ecosystem if you want.
One of the things I was worried about because of how easy it is to create accounts on Wombat is spam. And I know how you mentioned earlier that you would be looking forward to having multiple accounts or be able to have multiple accounts created or organized in the wallet. But are you concerned? And you mentioned Dungeon Master, so like when it comes to like blockchain gaming, a lot of spam accounts are created for botting. And I was just curious, do you have sort of like a remedy to kind of prevent it from being abused when you are able to create multiple accounts, so we don't see people coming in from like alien worlds spamming, just trying to create multiple accounts to script out a bot to play a game?
Well, that's already happening, right? It's the unfortunate reality in the blockchain space that this is happening everywhere. And it's also easy to do. It's easy to set up multiple accounts with Wax Cloud Wallet, right? Now they're charging money for that, so you at least have to pay 5 Wax, right? But it's exactly what's been happening in the space with all the wallets, or all the account creation services, basically, right? And So we do have a bunch of things, a bunch of measures in place that try to avoid that, right? But in the end, you have to live in Web3 to a certain extent. You have to live with the fact that you're dealing with a lot of accounts, right? What we could do, and what we are effectively doing with part of our users, is that we can tell they're real because they've played a lot of games, right? So we have a very, very high likelihood of them being really close to 100% real, right? So it's like 99% plus that we can tell that people, for people who have been around in our ecosystem for more than 2-3 weeks, we can tell that they're real people, not bots, not whatever, right? And we could actually provide this information. We haven't really thought about that as kind of a decentralized ID kind of thing, right? Where we could tell you, okay, this is kind of a certificate of authenticity, of kind of proof of work, right? We could use gaming as proof of work. You've played these games, we know that you're real. Now we're giving you, we're this authority that certifies that you're a real person. And with that, you could actually get certain benefits, certain access to within certain Web3 games, so that this can't be abused, right? But I guess if games are trying to do that individually, or apps, dApps, whatever, then they're always going to have a problem really finding out who's a real person if they only determine that by a wallet access, by a wallet login, right? And try to rely on that. That's kind of never going to work. That's always going to be. So we're not even trying to prevent mass account creation by people, because that can happen anywhere, right? And people can just do it in Cloud Wallet, wherever. It's obviously going to be. It's not going to be free, right? If you create multiple accounts, as soon as we add that for Wax and EOS specifically, it's not going to be free.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was worried about it being abused, because I've seen what happens when people try to like do something good when there's a problem. It just kind of gets taken advantage of, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I view that in kind of the terms of you'll get a voucher to create a new Wax account, let's say, right? You can either buy that, or you can get it by staking tokens, let's say, right?
Yeah,
so
that would be fucking
you're like
awesome.
VIP level 2, you get a new voucher every month.
That would be great.
Right? Then maybe this voucher is an NFT, so you can transfer to someone else, right?
So you can get them a second name or something. Like, I want to get my brother another wallet name that I can remember, because he picked a stupid name. So here, I sent you a voucher, and I'll make a better name for your account.
Yeah, so that's along the lines of what I imagine, that there's multiple ways of how you can produce these tickets, or you can just buy them, right? And then you kind of just redeem a ticket and you get a free account. But it's not free. We can limit the total number of additional accounts if we want to.
Yeah, Nathan, did you catch what he said earlier? Is like proof of work, like you have to game in order to like, prove you're human. I think you're onto something with the future of CAPTCHA. Instead of like pick the 3 boats or where's the crosswalk or what's a fire hydrant, it'll probably be like you have to get past 10 tubes in Flappy Bird to prove you're a human. So you have to like
log into your account and complete this level, and then enter this code into there. Yeah, it'll be
like a little mini game to prove you're human. But when you like log into something, instead of that like fire hydrant crosswalk bullshit, which would be really cool. Like just like prove you're human, play a game of Flappy Bird real quick.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Flappy Bird's not going to be enough, I guess, because it's going to be easy to bot again, right? I mean, we've been seeing people botting solitaire and like these kinds of games just to win all these blockchain games, right? So people go through all kinds of hoops to make a little bit of money every day. So it's crazy. Like as soon as you have a capture like that, people will go crazy about trying to break it.
That's true. Yeah, they want robots to prove they're humans so bad.
You forget this is a big human experiment anyway, the whole cryptocurrency thing to begin with. I mean, if you think about it, we're experimenting with value. How do people receive and view value as a human being, and how does that translate into like society and how we interact with business going forward and other people, trustlessness, decentralization. These are big things that we're still experimenting with, and it hasn't been that long. So it's like there's going to be a lot of people attempting to game the system, and a lot of people are going to win. And I'm not sure there's ever going to be anything that's completely stop that, because that's how we are. Like we like to find loopholes. It's like our nature. But
and I think and I think that's where basically the original web has been designed wrong, right? Because there was nothing of value in the web. That's why everything got offered for free, right? Now we're at this stage where everyone expects everything to be free. Before that, nothing was free, and everyone was fine paying for a newspaper.
But then that was corrupted too. So now we need a decentralized way to distribute information as well. So like, totally agree with your point.
Yeah. So now we have to get back to that, and it's going to be super hard to actually get people to accept the fact that for a premium thing they are supposed to pay, and not with their data, and not with their like ads that they're viewing, but actually with like hard currency. And then there's another way to earn that hard currency, maybe by viewing ads or whatever, right? But I think we're basically giving back control to the people over like what they actually do, what they allow to be done with their data, with their assets, because suddenly these assets are valuable. Before that, it was just assets that you could copy freely and like, right? You could do whatever. And that's what I think with Web3, that's what's really going to change. And that I think also is something that people underestimate when they're criticizing Bitcoin and whatever, for whatever obvious reasons, like, well, proof of work's bad, whatever. But I think that they haven't seen this kind of, oh yeah, that's actually just fixing a flaw in the original design of the internet, which is decentralized by nature. And now we're adding a decentralized way of transferring value and something that's scarce. And that's going to be something super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people.
What a detour.
At the end of the day, we just have like a ledger. Do we need to prove it's real? Yes. Do we need to prove that this has value? Yes. And that's basically like all that it is. People overcomplicate everything. It's fascinating when you look behind the curtain and you like take it in its simplest form. I always think it's hilarious because the whole world's trying to like figure this thing out, right? And the three of us know it's fairly simple at just the high level, at least.
Yeah, the devil's in the detail, but I mean that's exactly what NFTs do, right? Everybody is like from the outside again criticizing that you're just buying a JPEG. No, you're not buying the JPEG. God damn it, right? And that's the thing. You're
just buying dirt when you buy property.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of the segue back, because like you mentioned, like what a detour. I can segue this back because I wanted to ask a little bit about like having that perspective of being a wallet first and developing into what Wombat is now, is this, the gaming platform ecosystem for NFTs is, and now that you're doing like a token launch, do you think we'll see more wallets going the route that you're going? Are you sort of, leading the way for wallets next, evolutionary stage? Is this like going to be a common practice for wallets that we know to kind of come out with a token launch and provide utility through their product?
I mean, there are a bunch of wallets that already have a token, right? I don't know, Coin98, Trust Wallet, Meet One had one, right? So there's a lot of wallets that already had a token. I think part of the reason was that they didn't know how to monetize, so they had to kind of do a token launch. But I think that this is going to something like that is going to happen. We actually had we always had this kind of vision in mind that we want to be the place for gamers to get into Web3 very easily, and on that way there was a lot of things that we had to solve, right? So for us, it's not kind of a surprise. For us, it's maybe a surprise that we're doing the token launch so late in that journey, right? But for us, it really was. We want to have a running business, a sustainable business with revenue, with a huge community. We have over 80,000 people in our Discord already, right? It's like this huge existing ecosystem and community, and we wanted to launch a token to these people. So I think that's where one of the differences is. But on the other hand, I also think that wallets, quote unquote wallets, again, this word, will have to specialize over time, because nobody is going to be using just a wallet for its own sake, right? Just like we said, everything will contain the wallet, kind of wallet functionality, right? Brave browser.
Dude, even my Samsung phone came with a Samsung wallet.
So how do you compete as a wallet, as a pure wallet that just stores tokens and like digital assets on blockchains? How do you compete with Samsung? How do you compete with Opera or Chrome at some point or whatever? You don't. And why would you, right? Why would you even want that? Like, what can you do to do better than something that's native? You typically can't. It's really difficult. So, but I also think it won't matter all that much because you'll typically have your wallet specialized to a particular domain, right? And MetaMask, that's the problem with Ethereum and MetaMask in general. Ethereum is not specialized on anything, so it tries to be this world computer, so it's not very good at anything, right? And MetaMask is the same. MetaMask is a tool that everyone can use, and it's good at being like super flexible as a toolbox, but it doesn't do anything else really well, right? Because it's not specialized on anything. That's why I think that wallets that are like currently just all-purpose wallets, they will have to specialize on certain domains, like maybe like us on gaming, maybe
Or
others
like
will specialize in
music,
DeFi.
entertainment, something like that.
Exactly. So it's not going to be about the wallet, it's going to be about whatever else you do. And part of that is going to be that you can store and manage your assets and transfer them to anyone else. But that's how the old world has been working, right? You didn't have like, yes, you did have your bank account, and that's what you're going to use for transferring your assets. But then you would basically top up your credits on, I don't know, Audible, right? To buy whatever, I don't know, right? You buy credits everywhere. You buy virtual currencies in your games and these kinds of things. So it's very domain specific when you top up your credits inside these individual ecosystems, and you do that from one of these like bank accounts, let's say, right? So I think that's we're going to go back to these kind of domain specific things that actually solve a problem outside of just being a wallet in these domains, and then the wallet will come with it, and the wallet will just be one of the functionalities that needs to be solved. So basically the wallet functionality itself is just a commodity, and whatever else is around this will be kind of the most important thing.
No, that makes absolute sense.
Yeah, my brain's in a completely different land. I was thinking about how that's like saying that a foundation is only useful for holding up a building, when really it's also stopping everybody from the top from falling to the floor. It's also holding all the cabinets. It's also like, I don't know. I just think that we're underestimating the simplicity of things too. And I love getting super complicated, but I also love being very simple. So I'm torn. I'm torn in terms of philosophy on what's best. Because I think Ethereum is a great foundation, and the foundation is 100% necessary to build a large building. But the foundation can't also be every floor of the building. It also can't be the people in the top floor running the decisions that go down through the building. So it's like, it's a good place to build on top of, I think, but I think that's what it's for. I don't know. It's just like a thought that I'm having. It's just.
Oh, go ahead.
Maybe it's the mushrooms.
No, I was just saying, I was having a thought more so along the lines of DAOs. And, you know, a lot of these, you know, niche fixations that projects or wallets may have to kind of make it their, like, you know, special sauce may not even be their decision. With the direction a lot of things are going with DAOs, the community, the end users, the base people that use the project will submit a proposal, and that proposal will snowball into that thing. And since, you know, Wombat's doing a token launch, have you had, like, in your vision at all, like, an opportunity to kind of DAO out? Do you see that as beneficial to the platform and the end users, or is that more detrimental in some way? Have you just, like, curious, like, would you DAO Wombat at any point? And if so, why or why not?
That's definitely something that we have on our roadmap or in our vision, right? Part of why we're launching Wombat is that we do want to formalize this kind of decision-making process and suggestion process with our community. And I think that's something very important. And I think that our community, our existing community, they know that we've had a long track record of basically listening to them, listening to the suggestions, and actually also following through with them. But formalizing that would actually, like, give a lot of power to them, right? So part of, like, aside of the staking and the VIP levels that you will get with the Wombat token, you'll also get governance rights. Like, first of all, it's going to be some very, very simple things, like maybe let's say which blockchain we're integrating next into the wallet, which games were listing, which games were not listing, how high on the listing rank they are being listed, and
Oh,
these
so like
kinds of things.
suggested games will actually be suggested by the gamers.
Maybe even that, right? Also in Dungeon Master, we have a real problem to solve, right? If you're familiar with Dungeon Master, you know that we have a ton of different NFT collections stakeable, and with them a ton of different templates. And for each of these templates, we have to assign a mining weight. That's 18,000 templates or so that we currently have that are stakeable. How do you go and decide every 3 weeks which mining weights you should reduce or improve or increase, right? And we can only ask the community, and then you'll always have people from the community saying, yeah, but this is floor price 300 wax, and this is floor price 600 wax, so this should be double, this should have double the mining weight. But yes, this floor price could be something super temporary, so how would we know? Can we actually like monitor 18,000 different templates for their floor prices or for the actual trading? No, we can't, and we don't want to. That's not. It shouldn't be our job to decide what's the fair mining weight for this collection or for this NFT, right? It should be a community thing. So we would actually like to hand that power to the community to decide. Okay, this mining weight of this particular NFT should be increased or reduced, or maybe based upon collections and these kinds of things, right? We will make it really transparent to them, to people, how these are defined and how these are computed. And then people will be able to vote if they hold Wombat tokens. So that's going to be a strong incentive to hold Wombat tokens. If you know, you can decide on which collections get listed, which collections get delisted maybe or removed from being stakeable, but also on the mining weights. And these are like super practical examples where we already have a demand for governance, right? So going forward, long term, we can totally imagine having kind of a community vote on whether or not we should transform into a DAO. Right now, I don't really want to do that because it's hard to manage a DAO, right? There is very little kind of precedence for that and very little best practices for that. And how you manage a running business that you kind of transform into a DAO, right?
Yeah,
But
someone's
long
got to
term,
be first. Yeah, it's gonna be an awkward growth spurt in crypto. The DAO growth spurt, which I look at sort of like the teenage years of the internet. You know, the teenage years of Web3 is sort of it's growing up, it's getting legs and walking in on its own now. You know, and I think a lot of projects will go in the direction of a DAO, but it's going to take the couple first to kind of show the right way and the wrong ways of doing that, because I feel like it can be gamed way too easily by malicious
exactly.
people.
And that's what I think is the biggest issue with DAOs right now, is that people aren't used to voting at all, right? So you have, if you look at typical DAOs and the proposals that are being voted for, they have like a quorum of 5, 7, 10, maybe 15% of all the tokens voting for a proposal, but it's so far away from being anything like a supermajority or whatever. So it would be super easy for anyone to come in, for a malicious actor, and basically downvote anything that's beneficial, just by buying up a few tokens, like 5% of the supply or 10% of the supply, and like saying no to everything, or just coming up with weird proposals that would be detrimental for everybody else, maybe because you're a competitor, whatever.
Right, I was just
right?
gonna say that, dude. You're reading my mind, man. I was thinking, like, imagine being McDonald's and you have a DAO. Burger King's just gonna join it and make sure that they vote in like the worst things for you because they're Burger King and you're McDonald's. Of course,
Yeah,
they're gonna
exactly.
join your DAO, but it's gonna be to make it a worse experience, not a better experience. And for them, that money spent would be beneficial. They put out ads where they talk shit on McDonald's all the time, so it's like, why not, right? And I feel like a lot of that could be a problem, but it's also a good problem. It's something that I want to encourage more, like more of these shenanigans, because the more that we see that maliciousness now, the less it will affect us in the future when this does become more mainstream. Right now, we're in like a very small petri dish. There's still a very limited amount of the human population even experimenting in crypto. So the problems that we run into now aren't really problems. The solutions are really what's more powerful. Like anything we see now as far as that goes is just like kind of fuel in the jet of development, just making things better by, like, you tried to make it worse, but they found a way to make it better, and now who cares about that exploit or that problem? That problem almost damn near never existed because we're still so early. Like, I don't remember having to type in long ass IP addresses. I just do www.whatever.com and I just do DNS right to the domain. So it's that simplification made a problem non-existent to a generation like mine. Like, I never even knew that was a problem, but I got to know the solution, which was more, impactful. So I'm hoping that we do see DAOs sooner than later, and I hope, because we need to see them sooner than later, we'll get those exploits sooner than later for the solutions to come sooner than later. So yeah, I'm just rambling. I know we got to wrap things up. So Nathan, any last questions
I would just say everybody should question their place in the world and what they're actually doing behind it all. And I'm just going to leave it there. Pull back your own curtain and see what the hell you're doing in there, because a lot of us have no idea. And love is the answer.
Much love, bro. All right,
Adrian. See you tomorrow.
All right, bro. Have a
Thanks,
day.
Nathan.
Is there any final words or anything that you wanted to touch on before we wrap things up here?
No, basically, if anyone's interested, I mean, the IDO is kind of pretty much over because we had an allow-list process and the allow-list closed last week. So we're super bad timing with this podcast, with this show. But anyway, we'll be listing on major exchanges on Friday. We'll announce that within the next few days. There's going to be a lot of awesome things. So if anyone got interested, check out wombat.app is our website, right? Just go there, you'll find all the information about the token, you'll find the link to the white paper, you'll find the download links for the app. So if anyone is unfamiliar with Wombat yet, then that's the best place to start. Like I said, we'll have new releases. I think we have a lot of exciting times ahead. I think we're just at the beginning of everything. It still feels like maybe around 2000 in the web era, right?
Yeah, we just left 56K dial-up, and we kind of have, a little bit. It's like right after AOL discs, where we had the supermarket.
Yeah, exactly.
We're right after. We're at like Napster phase.
AOL is literally was literally my way into the web in 96 or 97.
When I was in middle school, I was getting paid by my friends' parents to install AOL with those free discs because they couldn't figure out how to use the internet. So I'm in like 5th grade getting paid to like get people free internet, and it says free right on the disc, but I'm like.
It's not, but it's only free, right? So nothing free is really free. So I think we're still early in that. There's still a lot of potential. We want to grow into kind of the biggest Web3 gaming and NFT community ever, right? We already have over 2.6 million people who signed up on Wombat and OnePlay, like in our ecosystem. A ton of people using that every day. We're super eager to get feedback from anyone, how to make things easier for you, right? Then in the long run, participate in the governance votes, because that's going to be super important. And we'll see how that pans out. We first have to get everyone used to that, right? But then I think it's going to be great, and a lot of people will love it. So I totally believe in the power of Web3, of tokens and of DAOs and all that stuff. But that's also a long way ahead. I think that right now in this bear market, there's a lot of opportunity to actually grow, to actually build things that matter, and it's less hype, which is also a good thing. So. We're not afraid of launching a token in this market because of our large community and stuff. But it's also going to be very, very exciting once next bull run comes.
Yeah, exactly. 'Tis the season to accumulate. This is bag builder season. Bear markets are where, I don't want to say, obviously not financial advice, but bear markets are where money is made, not necessarily lost, right? So if you came in during a bull run, that bull market phase, that's where money's usually lost. Unfortunately, people seem to have like the opposite mindset of like, oh, like it's going parabolic, I'm going to make money. You would want to be positioned in the game before things go parabolic. And the only way to do that is during a bear market, looking at, sort of like, CoinGecko as a chessboard, putting your pawns on different, coins that are in a bear market for the opportunity when they do go parabolic, you're already on the ride, not necessarily getting in at the top and hoping there's going to be another top.
Yeah, and the valuations are, like, specifically for tokens are super low right now, and even ours is super low in the IDO, right? If you compare that, us being in the business for more than 3 years with a product, having a 60 million valuation in the IDO compared to 3 months ago or 4 months ago when projects had a valuation of 100 million with nothing but a white paper,
right.
Basically, no launch product and these kinds of things, right? So it's actually very cheap to get in right now, and we'll see much better times very, very soon. So I don't think it's going to be super long, depending on kind of the macroeconomical things, right? But I think that crypto itself, or blockchain itself, or Web3 itself, it's on this path, on this growth path, nonetheless, right? So it's gonna be reflected in the valuations over time, anyway.
Yeah, I see that. All right, bro. Thanks again for being on the show, guys. Go to wombat.app. You can install the wallet on your Android or iOS device if you're using Chrome as well. So just go ahead and you can get a free Wax account. So if you want, go get a Wombat wallet, create your 12-character username, just shoot that into my Telegram and I'll send you guys an NFT. If it's your first, wallet, I can send you your first NFT, and you can get the wallet for free at wombat.app. It's actually a lot more than a wallet. I'm going to think of a better word for this. There has to be, because I haven't been a fan of the word wallet since I got into crypto, because we never called PayPal a wallet, never called Venmo a wallet. It's not that. We need better words that aren't legacy defined, so the mentality isn't held back when we start to talk about these things. Because you talk to somebody that isn't into crypto about their wallet and they're just thinking like driver's license, credit cards, baby photos. It's not the same experience.
It's also like one thing that people don't understand when they have a crypto wallet is that this doesn't hold their assets, right? It's not like a physical real wallet where you have, as you said, a credit card or like $50 bill that you put in, and that's what holds your money. It doesn't hold your money; it just holds your keys, right? So it's more like a keyring. So the wallet term is also like super confusing to people because it doesn't even contain or hold your assets.
That's a good name. If somebody wants to come up with a wallet, keychain. That'd be a dope name for a wallet. Just call it keychain and have all your keys on the chain. It's awesome. All right, thanks again, guys. Don't forget to share this out if you're watching on Facebook. Don't forget to delete Facebook. If watching it on YouTube, share YouTube out on social media. And if you're watching this live on Twitter, please go ahead and hit us with a retweet. I appreciate it, as always. Have a day.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Thank you, bro.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. It's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original.
keys and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak.